Bhagavad Gītā Om Jaya Bhagavad Gītā Hariya Kamala Viharini Hariya Kamala Viharini Sunara Subuni.
The second speaker is Katalin Wilby. Katalin Wilby is present here, and if she is present, I request her to present her lecture on Bhagavad Gita on this great Bhagavad Gita day. And unmute, please. Please unmute your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Namaste and greetings on this special day of celebration. Thank you to the esteemed organisers of this International Bhagavad Gita Conference, and I'm humbled to be here today and participate as a student of Durgaji Nicole Phoenix Star. Gratitude and grace to all the fellow participants.
Can you say at least a line about you?
Please
Sorry?
introduce.
Just introduce
Yes,
just one line about you. Who are you? We wanted to know. Profession or something.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my speech will be on I think it is chapter 17, the 3 kinds of faith. So apologies if I have got the number wrong.
I think they want to hear about you first in the beginning. Who are you? Where are you from? Like this.
About me?
They need. Yes, please.
So I am from Andamuka in South Australia, and I have 2 children, and yes, that's where I am from. Faith has played a big part in my journey in finding who I am today. My faith in who I am and the faith in my path that has led me back home. Understanding faith is God in all aspects, the creator of life. Here I will show my experience with faith and how I've weaved the teachings through from what I have learned to understand to now. For the past 2 years, I've been drawn to follow a very spiritual journey in my life. I have been called to study a very ancient Hindu philosophy, and my soul journey has taken me on a path of spiritual healing through India, Indonesia, and Bali. Durgaji has shared her wisdom and knowledge of this ancient Sanskrit teaching. My own experience. I feel we are all here on this earth and born with special gifts, and we are all here on our journey to live and experience this life in mind, body, and soul, which is bringing us back into unity and the source of life with God within. I am on my own path, following my own goddess journey. I have awakened from my trauma of conditioning and programming illusions of my life, and that have now led me to my journey thus far. From my study notes with Durgaji, choice and free will. As socialized humans, nearly all our actions are based on thoughts, desires, and fears. Whether those are conscious or mostly unconscious, we call the latter conditioning or programming. And when we don't choose our thoughts, we do not choose our thoughts and desires or fears. My own experience, I see myself and many people around me who find their own awareness in life in a very conditioned lower field of energy, no understanding of the vibration of energy and what is within us or even outside of us. Through study of human nature, it has been proven. From my study notes from Durgaji, the liberated being is fundamentally just like you or anyone else, with the one exception being that have ceased to misunderstand themselves, and they have ceased struggling to be different from how they are in each moment. When you stop resisting reality, you are automatically in harmony. So here is the invitation. Accept that you cannot be different from how you are in this moment, and you cannot choose how enlightened your next reaction or response will be. But you can keep leaning gently but persistently towards the possibility of radical freedom. And you do this by leaning little by little to repose in your fundamental nature as awareness, presence, and integrating that experience into every area of your life. My own experience, I feel within myself and humanity, there is a big shift in our evolution in this present moment, and we are experiencing a collective awakening. I feel the advancement of technology has a big part to play in this present and future part of our evolution, and this advancement plays a big part in our faith in living this life. Everyone is living their own reality. How we treat each other is being played out, and this is and will always be our past, present, and future. My soul has felt the pull to the Bhagavad Gītā, the instruction of the scriptures, and the journey with faith in my learnings from these teachings. To have faith in myself, chosen to follow. Bhagavad Gītā, Arjuna asked Krishna in the reading the Bhagavad Gītā, and when when in having a deeper understanding in our faith, what is the nature of this faith? Through the scriptures we are taught there are three characters of faith, according to our dominant tendencies within. They are sattva, rajas, and tamas. My experience, faith has led me on a journey of self-discovery back to my essence in nature and connected me with my spirit. Having faith in my heart has led me to follow the path of the goddess within me. Bhagavad Gītā, now listen, Shri Krishna explains. Faith of each individual corresponds to your temperament. You consist of faith that is in you. Whatever your faith is you. Those whose temperament is dominated by sattva worship God in all aspects. Those of rajas worship the power and wealth, and those of tamas worship the spirits of the dead and make gods of the ghosts of their ancestors. In my experience, my faith has connected into my truest nature and following the path of the goddess within, bringing cleansing and purification into my practice in living my life in mind, body, and soul. Bhagavad Gītā, now listen, Shri Krishna explains. Those of sattva like food which increases the vital force of energy, strength, and health. Such food adds to the pleasure of the physical and mental life. Those of rajas prefer food which are bitter, sour, salty, hot, pungent, and burning. These foods cause ill health, distemper of the mind and body, and those of tamas take contrary, preserve pleasure in food which are stale, tasteless, rotten, and impure. They like to eat the leavings of others. My experience in following my path and having faith in myself, I have found change in my food, in the food my human temple feels to consume. I lean towards the food of sattva, and I feel this vital force of energy, strength, and healing growing within. I can feel the response of my mind and soul within my body when I am disconnected from my energy source. Bhagavad Gītā, now listen, Shri Krishna explains. When those who offer sacrifice in accordance with the scripture instructions and do not desire any advantage for themselves, they are inspired by sattva. Their hearts are set upon the sacrifice for its own sake, and an inner sense of duty impels them. Those who offer sacrifice for outward show and in hope of divine rewards is inspired by rajas. And when the givers of sacrifice are inspired by tamas, they disregard the scripture instructions. There is no food offering, no prayer dedication, no gift to the chief priestess, and no faith at all. The way to eternal Brahman, I show you two paths. Let a yogi choose either, when he leaves this body, the path that leads back to birth, the path of no return. So this leads me to my offer to the conscious collective through these teachings and what I am learning. I offer the fruits and labours of my evolution to the conscious collective. May I practice out of love for myself, with a desire to know the truth for the benefits of the conscious collective. O Soham Agni Devi Swaha, my Sankalpa is living this life of limitless potential as essence nature. The vibration of being who I am and doing what I love is pure essence nature. I align everything I need in my life with that energy, the vibration of God, love. Om, the song of God. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Katalin, for presenting nicely. Your presentation was very good, really, because you were explaining about the three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, and the food also. And it so happened that you are explaining the same verse which I recited it before the starting of the session. I was reciting the same verse from Bhagavad Gītā. Trividha bhavati shraddha, dehinam sa swabhavaja, satviki rajasi chaiva tamasi cheti tam shrun. And lot of explanation about the three qualities. And you have nicely explained about this food related to these qualities. That's why usually here in India, we take only immediately prepared food. We don't eat breads. This is not our habit from our childhood. So bread means we prepare instantly before food, and that we on the pan and we eat that. And I think preserved food in like in many forms, like burgers and whatever you can say, these are all tamasic food. And they develop rajasic also sometimes. Tamasic because it is, tamasic, you just now explained, tamasic means which is prepared 2-3 days ago and we are eating now, like that. So thank you for your nice presentation. And Katalin from South Australia. You're from South Australia. Thank you very much, Miss Katalin, for presenting. And now let us move further for the next speaker. He is
Hari Pada Prema Dana